Okay, now it's time. Kaylee the Impatient, saying that I'm starting late. I'm starting on time. It's just that I hadn't launched the game on time for the sound to be there with the very start. Kaylee is first, and did the first Boozinate as well. And Satan is here. Hello, Satan, and hydrated me, diluting the Boozinate. Mwahahaha. It is now 2 and no noises, says Kaylee. Kaylee, there are noises. Just unmute your program. Unmute your browser. Rude. All right, let's take down the starting soon, and let's get started because Kaylee says it's time. It is indeed 2 o'clock. All right. Ban Kaylee indeed. Yep. Obviously, that's the only course of action that is acceptable. Let's see. Let's just double check everything. Everything looks like it's working. I see mic levels going up all the way through the yellow and barely into the red. Still no Dan noises, says Kaylee. Is it me then? Yes, definitely it's you. Shipwreck, do you hear Dan noises? Satan, do you hear Dan noises? I hear Dan noises. Just listening to YouTube and it had sound. Well, is your browser tab muted? Maybe Twitch is muted. Hey, didn't you say Kaylee was joining us for 1.20? Pretty sure you said that. Pretty sure I said that. I don't know. All right, so basically, we are exactly where we left it last week. I have done nothing further. So we have our... Whoop. If you're hearing Dan and then I'm not, then it's me. He's still... What? What do you mean no sound here? Hold on. I think Shipwreck's trolling. Okay, wait, I'm going to unmute my preview, so we're going to get an echo. Oh, yeah, there's sound. You found the mute. I knew it was that. I knew it had to be. Okay. Yeah, so... Excuse me. Let's see. We have 356 science. Let's head into research and development and see what we are. Yes, derp ad Kaylee. Exactly. You have to unmute 4 different places to listen to a Twitch stream. What is wrong with your setup, Kaylee? What have you set up that requires that? I have to unmute nothing, just the tab of Twitch. That's all. Okay, but that sounds like a you problem. Okay, so we have a couple things that we are looking forward to. This here in the 550 sciences category, we have our convertitrons, which convert raw ore into fuel, and our drillamatics, which drill into any planetary surface that we can land on and give me ore. So those are very important. Those will unlock the final stage of the game. Let's see, Twitch web app, Twitch tab, speaker, and computer sound. Wow, you just really hate listening to stuff, don't you? That's a lot of muting. That is a lot of muting indeed. Let's see, the other things though that we're looking for, it's not that one, it's not that one, it's not that one, although I like that one. That's good stuff in there. Oh, this one here. Okay, this one has the giant relay antenna, which will be very useful in trying to regain contact with some of our probes in deep space that we have lost contact with. Also, I'm so tempted to just spend the science that we have right now. I hate listening to you if you're gonna troll me. Oh no. Is that why you muted so much? So that you wouldn't have to hear me talk about you muting so much? That makes sense. I understand that. But this here, we get, what is it? Okay, here we go. More MechJeb features. In particular, we get a landing autopilot. Now this is a mod, but this is going to be necessary for our reusable launcher that we developed a month or so ago. If we want to use that properly, we're going to need MechJeb to land it because it is not reliably landable by a human pilot, which is why SpaceX doesn't use a human pilot and Blue Origin doesn't use a human pilot. It's all done by computers. So we're going to do it by computers as well. But I really want this one here. Not only do we get the ability to make our own fuel, But we also get the GravMax negative gravioli detector, which gives us even more science, which unlocks things even faster. So yeah, we're gonna save up for that. So back out of there. Let's look at our upcoming alarms. Yes, in 29 days we have our ScanSat that's headed to Moho. That needs a correction burn. In 100 days we have our one that's headed to Jewel. A little bit after that, the one headed to Drez, and after that, we will be actually reaching Duna with a ScanSat. Let's see, which has happened. Screaming. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh, Kaylee. We need a Kaylee derp counter for sure. It's only fair if you're gonna try to derp me all the time. I think it's fair. Also, yeah, evil Kaylee is waiting. Wait. It makes a lot more sense if you read the long message. Read them in order. Dude, I did read them in order. Let's see. Oh. He raised you 1 bit, Kaylee. I don't have a bit overlay for Kerbal, unfortunately. I should make one. Let's see. All right. What does she say? In order. I did read in order, but not all at once because they came in a bit at a time. So let's read it all together. You have to unmute 4 different places to listen to a Twitch stream: Twitch web app, Twitch tab, speaker, and computer sound. I hate listening to you if you're gonna troll me, which has happened. Screaming. Asterisk. No, it makes more sense if you read the long message. Read them in order, doofus. I just read all of your messages in order, Kaylee. Are you happy? That's exactly what you typed at me. And then Shipwreck raised you 1 bit. Mwahaha. Mwahaha. Oh, one of your messages didn't get me. I guess not. That's all the messages I see. Let's see. Oh, here, she put it in. I muted Twitch last because I went to sleep while you were streaming, and I didn't want to click off your stream, and I didn't want to wake up at 3 a.m. listening to whomever you rated because you rated, now screaming at the camera. Ah, yes. Okay, that makes sense. I do the same thing. Well, although I don't sleep in the same room as my computer, so if I do actually go AFK and am lurking, then I'm in a different room. So yeah, but that makes total sense. Now it makes sense. Now that we have all the messages, it makes sense. That's Twitch's derp. Okay, fair enough. Derp add Twitch. Okay, but before we do anything else, we do need, we can launch one more time in between now and the correction burn for Moho. So let's close this. Let's go to the tracking station and let's go back to the 2 nuclear space forklifts. The one that we sent to rescue the other one. Let's see, they are in orbit around the Minmus. Let's see. Do we have them here? Probes. There we go. Yeah, I always turn those off because we have so many. Way too many. Space Forklift 3A orbiting Minmus. Let's fly it. Oh no, what's this? Shipwreck derped me. A derp of Twitch is a derp of Dan's? No. What? Oh, I protest. No. Shipwreck, why? Okay, it says, well, maybe single people don't like the sound of sleeping alone, so I like to have a nerd YouTube playing. That's fair. Sometimes I have my headphones on while I'm sleeping too. Okay, how far have things drifted in the little bit of time though? Let's see. Probes, we got... actually, no, it's going to be called a ship, and it's going to be Google's Scrap, because we picked that up with the robot arm, and so it considers it to be that ship. And we are actually quite a ways away from it, so things have actually drifted quite a ways. Let's switch to that target. This thing is out of fuel and basically just space junk at this point, unless we decide to refuel it in the future, which we might. And that is... oh, no, it's the Warden's Scrap. Not Google's Scrap. I keep doing that. I keep getting those two mixed up because we do need to retrieve both of them. Let's see. The Warden's Scrap. Ah, there we go. 226 meters away. That makes more sense. There it is, right there. That makes sense. Let's switch to it. There we go. So the only thing that has been done is that I have balanced the robot arm just a little bit. So our thrust torque is about as low as it's going to be with this payload, 0.73 kilonewton meters. So we have a very nicely balanced payload. So yeah, this over here is balancing that, and a little bit of this because it's not 100% centered. But this, with its 1 kilometer per second delta V remaining, hopefully can get back to our space station. So that's what we're going to try to do. All right, so if we come out here, let's clean this up again. Look at all those tracks. There we go. Kaylee says, I should get a gold star for the lengths I go for Dan support. Let's see. Can we do that? Let's see. I don't think there's a gold star emote. Uh-oh. Let's see. What if I do this? Whoop. Nope. Come on, Windows. Give me the little thing. There it is. Nope. There it isn't. In the Twitch app, it just gives me the Twitch emotes. 100 bits. Thank you, Kaylee. That'll have to do. You've one-upped Shipwreck by 99. I only mentioned that because he said he raised you by 1. All right. So we're here. Minmus is moving in this direction, so we want to burn that way. We're in a polar orbit, roughly, so that means we want to be down here when we burn to escape. So that is 4 hours away. Let's just warp right there. I don't listen, says Gailey. Fair enough. I don't listen either. All right. Now we've got 101 bits from Shipwreck. I did start trying to work on a little animation for little spacemen for Kerbal, but it wasn't working very well, and I haven't gotten back to it. So that's going to have to happen. Oh, let's turn off the maneuvering thrusters. We want to conserve that fuel just in case. All right. We are pointing prograde. Kaylee says, oh, now I'm going to have to get out the piggy bank. The Dan Bear piggy bank, right? All right, here we go. We're just going to put a little gentle nudge with our thrusters. And this should give us a nice escape from Minmus. There it is. And here is our pending orbit around Kerbin. So here's our periapsis. Let's pin that. And if I continue to thrust forward, that will drop. We want it around 150 kilometers so that it is in line with the space station. Brief prediction of encounters with the moon, but we're not going to get that far. Hopefully. Stop encountering the moon. There we go. Oh, Kaylee with the 102. And what emote is that? Let's see. Corgo 102. What's Corgo? Let's see. I can't click on it. Weird. Okay. Is that a global emote or is that a streamer's emote? Shipwreck with 103. Oh, we have a bidding war. I don't know what you're bidding on. Is it my favor, my goodwill? Is it me, myself? We get a hype train if someone else sends money. Global, I think. Okay. Oh. Fired. Okay. We're down to 1 million meters, 1 megameter. And I'm very carefully watching our delta V remaining. I think we're going to be all right, but, you know, we're cutting it a little closer than I would like. Okay, there we go. That will do. Our inclination is around Minmus, so that's no good. That's not telling us much. Okay, but we escape Minmus in 2 hours and 42 minutes. So let's do that. Let's get out of Minmus' sphere of influence. There's Kerbin over there. Where's Minmus? There it is. Oh, Kaylee with the 104. Oh my. Dang it. Now I really wish I had continued working on that animation for Kerbal. I'm gonna have to get on that. Oh, Shipwreck skipped a number. Shipwreck, that's a derp. Derp add Shipwreck. You skipped 105 and went straight to 106. Unforgivable. All right, we're time warping away from Minmus. And I think I still sound sick, but I feel a whole lot better. But yeah, my voice is still extra deep and manly. Goodbye, Minmus. We'll be back. Oh, Kaylee's skipping like 3 numbers all the way to 110. What are you guys doing? You're bad at counting. You guys, you're just so bad at counting. Shipwreck with the 666. Oh, jeez. All right, guys, I'm gonna work on an animation because you guys deserve one, and I'll play it for you a bunch when it's ready. Hopefully for the next stream. Because oh, you're making me feel guilty that none of this is appearing on the screen. It's like, what are you even paying for? Me hurling insults at your counting and your math skills. That's all. All right, we're gonna point retrograde here. Kaylee with 1,000 bits. Oh my goodness. Trying to call Satan. I mean, I think he's still here. He just said hello and diluted the boozinate. That's all. Okay, our inclination is pretty high though. 23.8. So we should fix that now. Let's see. Stations. Arcadia Station is our target. Our sending node there. So let's point anti-normal. Shipwreck says Kaylee has won. Declaring a winner. All right, this should do it. Let's use our maneuvering thrusters to test it. Yeah, that is bringing the inclination down. Good. Let's pin this because that's easier for you guys to see. Oh, there we go. We have a gifted sub for Mr. Jeff. Haley pouring salt on the wound with 184 more bits. I'll use the rest I bought. Subs last a month, says Shipwreck. That's true. Bits are momentary. Subs last not forever at all, but a month. Okay, 4 degrees relative inclination, and that is as good as we can do from this location. Okay, maneuvering thrusters off. We need Satan. Yes, we need Satan. I think he's lurking, which is fine. He does that a lot. He's a busy guy, that Satan. Okay, we have lowered our periapsis though, so let's... or raised it. Let's lower it again. There we go. 151.9 kilometers. That's pretty dang good. And we will reach our periapsis in 7 days, which is excellent. That means we are going to burn some time on the clock. Shipwreck says, everyone needs Satan in their lives from time to time. Isn't that the truth? That is so true and deep. Goodbye, Minmus. There it goes. We've slowed down relative to Minmus. So we're falling down towards Kerbal while Minmus continues in its circular orbit. Katie says, I just got a call to go play Minecraft on my server with Funky, so I'm gonna mute. Wow, rude. You go win the PvPs, Kaylee. I know you're not doing your hardcore challenge. But still, win the PvPs. Do it. Calls Kaylee to help grief Dan's base. I think there's a lot of poop in my base. I haven't logged in since I last streamed, and I want to, I have plans, but now I'm wondering, should I? Okay, this is the descending node, so we're going to burn normal from here to correct the last 4 degrees of our inclination. And we're getting to that relative descending node in 6.5 minutes. Okay. Poop everywhere, says Shipwreck. Like fecal matter or junk? I think it's fecal matter. There's a lot of poop on that server. And I blame ProKitman for the poop because of his cows that kept pooping after we stopped feeding whatever we were feeding to everything else. His cows keep pooping. Ooh, actual chicken burgers. That sounds delicious. We had stuffed pasta shells last night. It was very good. And my wife is making Thanksgiving plans right now. For true and proper Thanksgiving. American Thanksgiving. Not that Canadian one you guys had. Alright, let's use our main thrusters here. Right, 2 degrees. 1 degrees. .01005 degrees. That is boob burgers. Chicken boob burgers. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Okay, there's Arcadia Station. Alright, let's point retrograde again. Ooh, Shipwreck says, next time Supreme streams, ask her about stuffed cannelloni. Did she call it cannelloni when it's cannelloni? Alright, lowering that periapsis again. She forgot about them in Britain and beyond belief. Oh no! That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I've done that before myself. Okay, let's turn off ships as well. Clear this up a little bit more. There we go. Still have some junk for Kefri Bezos to clean up. Okay, so if we go in here, we've got intersect 1 right there. And that's actually pretty dang good. But we are going to need to slow down by a lot. We have 805 meters per second remaining to us. Sounds tasty, says Kaylee. Alright, so as we approach our closest approach, we're going to slow down and lower our apoapsis. Our pineapple apsis. There you go, Shipwreck. Pineapple apsis belongs on pizza. Alright. We are getting moon encounters interfering with our plots. There we go. No more moon encounters. Oh, I heard a totem. It actually did startle me because I am concentrating hard. Believe it or not, I was indeed a little bit startled. We need space jump scares. I know. There's a lot I need to do. My main off-screen work right now, I'm doing a lot more preparation than you might expect for a trombone champ stream that I'm hoping to do very soon. And also for some retro gaming streams on emulated Macintosh computers and Apple computers from the 80s and 90s. It's gonna be fun. I keep getting distracted by actually playing the games as I'm testing them. Whoops. I played the original Civilization game, Civilization 1, for the first time the other day. I started with Civilization 3. Alright. We should get a recalculation any moment here. Either that or we're just going to be out of fuel. Yeah. Okay, there's our recalculation. We do have plenty of monopropellant. Hopefully it's enough. It looks like it might be. I'm looking at our separation. 40 kilometers, 30. All right, 0.7. That's pretty good. We have 49 meters per second delta V remaining from our main thrusters. Potentially more using our maneuvering thrusters. We'll find out. Let's see. Shipwreck says, oh, I got all the Civilization games from a Humble Bundle deal. Never played them, though. Oh, man, they are so much fun. I've spent a lot of time in Civilization 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm having trouble getting Civilization 2 to work properly. It crashes at one point, asks for the original CD, and the images that I've been trying to make are not satisfying the game, so I'm still trying to do some troubleshooting there. I'm hoping to try the original Warcraft too. I started on Warcraft 3 as well. Still waiting for me to stream Stray. Well, I don't have Stray. I want to play Stray. I might get Stray. We'll see. Maybe someone will get it for me for Christmas. Ooh. It's in my my wish list on Steam, so you know. Okay. Oof. Okay, we're going to be going a relative speed of 136 meters per second. We have 50 meters per second delta V available in from our main engines. And our separation at approach has increased to 1.3 kilometers. Interesting. We're going to reach it in 8 minutes. If you say Maurice 3 times, he appears, by the way. Maurice, Maurice, Maurice. That's true. If you mention Maurice, he usually says something. Okay. Ooh, can we do it? Raider redeemed first, but not really. Welcome, Raider. We're going to attempt to intersect the station with not nearly enough delta V. It'll be interesting. Okay, let's see. What does this one look like? There's a shout out for Raider. How have you been, Raider? I don't think this is gonna work, but we'll find out. We need to get closer. Trying to bleed off some speed using just the maneuvering thrusters. You're playing Clone Hero, and I'll tear apart 4 hard drives tomorrow, so can't wait. Plus there's an F1 Grand Prix tomorrow. Very cool. Alright, our relative speed at approach is down to 107 meters per second. That is more promising. Plus, as we're burning off our maneuvering thruster fuel, we are increasing slightly the projected delta V from our main engines. Okay, this is looking better. less than 100 meters per second relative delta V. Let's see, what does this separation look like? 1.8 kilometers, okay, good. 90 meters per second. And we do still have some maneuvering thruster fuel. All right, I'm feeling just a little bit more confident here. Not super confident. Oh, I see Luli, Redeemed Booznate. Welcome, Luli. How are you doing? Good to see you here. All right, let's burn this just a little bit more. We are getting low on that maneuvering thruster fuel. Let's see. Raider says, no dev stream yet as I haven't found what auto-completion plugin to use. Drink up Buttercup, says Lily. All right, I'll do it. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Delicious. We've got the Uinta Detour double IPA today. Lily says, I'm okay. Can't stay, just dropping in, but I shall lurk. No worries, Luli. Good to see you here. Thank you for saying hello. All right. Okay, this is looking much, much better. Okay, 59.2 meters per second relative speed at that approach. So let's get to that one. It's 0.7 kilometers away. We have some monopropellant left for our thrusters. We might be able to do this. Why are we always on fumes when we dock with the station? Why? Why do we do this? Why do I do this? Okay, that is coming up in 7.5 minutes. Let's warp 5 minutes. Not waste fuel on readjusting our ship's attitude. Okay. Let's get down to 50 meters per second relative velocity. There we go. All right. That is barely within our margins. Okay, let's switch to target mode here. And let's pull up alongside the station. Let's get out of map view. There it is, 5.3 kilometers away. We'll go to double time. Triple time. 4 kilometers away. Three kilometers away. All right, back to regular time as we get into physics range of this station. Once we're 2 1/4 kilometers away, it will load the station into the physics engine. We'll get a brief lag spike. There it is. All right, here we go. "50 meters per second relative velocity to our target, and we have 54 meters per second delta V available to us from our main engines." No, we're not cutting it close at all. What are you talking about? We can see some details on the station now. 1 kilometer away. All right, and full throttle. Relative speed of 5.4 meters per second and 10 meters per second remaining in these engines. Okay. Let's get as close as we're going to. It's about 589 meters. And we'll be lined up with these spokes on the docking segment, which is perfect. We're going to be closer than advertised, which is good. All right, that will do. And just gently come to a relative stop. There it is, relative stop. Okay, so now we're going to use this thing like a proboscis on a mosquito, and we're going to dock. So let's control from here, and activate the camera. There's Kerbal in night vision mode, and I've got something in my eye. Hold on. While we face the station, which is right over here. Gotta get something out of my eye. Ugh. There we go. Look at that. 4 meters per second left using our main engines. Oh boy. All right, let's use our maneuvering thrusters to fine-tune our approach. There we go. 80 meters at closest approach. There we go. We got all 3 cats with sunglasses, and also Sassy Rogue heart emote with the sunglasses. That's amazing. Everything with sunglasses. Everything has to wear sunglasses. Look at the cool guy. All right, and it's going to look like it's taking a curved path towards us because every path in space is curved. All right, maneuvering thrusters on again. Let's line up with these docking ports. And I cannot believe we've actually made it. This is completely ridiculous. As usual. Thankfully, we had no derps on making this horrendous, or we would not have made it. All right, we're coming in for our final approach, just getting lined up. And let's actually line up this way. Get a little bit more clearance for this robot arm here. I wish I could say this is the closest we've cut it for a docking, but nope, we tend to do this regularly. All right, here we go. Full concentration mode here. And we've docked. Look at this. Let's time warp to dawn so that we can get a good look at this. In the sunlight. Because of course we docked at night, as is tradition. There's dawn right there. All right. Total silliness. Let's get a good screenshot of this. There we go. Okay, well, we did it. We brought this thing home. It does need... it does need some work. And here's the problem. We cannot use EVA construction. We keep trying that, and the Kraken attacks every time. So if we try to add parachutes, batteries, etc. to this thing in EVA construction, all we will accomplish is for all of this to just explode for no reason. So we're going to need to bring something up here that can actually safely grab this and bring it home. We've done it before. Our very first recovery of a pod from space was done that way. So let's do that now. Let's go to the Space Center and let's plan a very simple mission. And we'll need to let one more week, I believe, pass before we are cleared for launch. But that should be no problem. And meanwhile, I need some water, so I'm going to give a free hydrate to dilute the boozinates. There we go. Okay, so vehicle assembly building. And what we need is something similar to that assembly that we made a few months ago that looked like a spark plug. Let's start with a probe core. You can use the Hex probe core. It has the most stability assist options. And what we need now is some power. Let's just put a couple of small batteries on it. And then we do need some communication. Actually, we're probably okay. We have all these communication satellites around Kerbal, so we're probably fine. But to grab the pod, we need the claw. And we can use the small one. There we go. Just like that. And let's... yeah, that will be fine. We'll put it there on the bottom. Pete Venkman is first, but not really. Welcome, Pete Venkman. How are you doing today? And then we need some parachutes. And we want to be... we don't need a ton of parachutes, but we do want to be careful with it. Mark 16 XL. That's huge. Let's see, Mark 25, also huge. That's a drogue chute. All right, we'll just do this, and just in case, we'll put 3 others on the outside. We don't need that many, but we can do that many, so why not? Shipwreck says, nice try, Pete, but I was first yet again. You were third. You were third, Shipwreck. Third. All right, and now let's see. Can I put a decoupler down there? That is the question, because I haven't configured them this way before. So we're going to find out. Retakes his bits. Oh, no. You're too late. No, we cannot. Okay, so we're going to do this differently. We're going to use just these 3 parachutes. I'm going to put this on the top, like that. Put those like so. Yeah, that should be fine. So this will grab the capsule, and this will control it, and these will bring it safely home. So it has a built-in heat shield as well, so that should be okay. Now we can put this on the bottom. That's too big. Let's put a smaller one on. There we go. And we don't need a big rocket on this thing. Not at all. So we can do a little rocket. That's big. That's bigger than I wanted. We're just the little guys. I don't like how these are organized. I'm looking forward to the more procedural parts in Kerbal Space Program 2. We have had some more news of that game, so that's exciting. It's not the adapter I want. That's not the adapter I want. Not the adapter I want. Not the adapter I want at all. That's the first one I tried, isn't it? Yep. Is there no smaller adapter than that? All right, we're gonna put a fairing on it then. Fine, we'll do this. Just a little guy. Just like that, and we're gonna make it silver. And this is gonna be our upper stage. And we just need a little engine, a little efficient one that has an ISP of 345 in vacuum. That's excellent. And look at that. That alone has 3 kilometers per second of delta V. So that's going to be fantastic. Just in case we need some more time, let's put some cheap solar panels on this thing. Just 4 of them right up there like that. And let's put them as close to flush with the surface as we can. There we go. That looks good. Now, couplers, again, we need the TD12 decoupler. And now we can do our booster, our main booster engine. And maybe we'll do a solid one. Just to be silly. Look at that. That's a lot. That's a lot of thrust. Let's do liquid. We'll stick with the liquid. So we've got this and this. How about that? And engines, we'll go old school and we'll do the swivel. That is an old engine. And this will be a fine, super cheap, 7.25 thousand space monies. Spaceos. Shipwreck says, fine, he's not paying attention, so I'll do it. Where do astronaut gamers go to unwind? The space bar. Let's see. Slash ban shipwreck. Oh shoot, that was a hash pound, not a slash. Oh well, I guess you survived this time, Shipwreck. Fired. Extra fired. All right, let's put some stabilizers on the bottom here. Like so. And launch clamps. Bring it down towards the ground just like this. Yeah, look at this little guy. You live to troll another day. Yes, you do, Shipwreck. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. All right, and I like the thrust to weight ratios as well. We start with 1.87. That's usually what I aim for, is about 1.8. I believe the Saturn V had about 1.85. That's enough to get off the ground nice and quick. But as this stage burns through and we run out of fuel and the thrust stays the same, but the mass gets lighter, we will max out at 3.84. So I like to aim between 2 and 4 for the thrust to weight ratio. And this is about at the same place. So I think we are very happy with this. So I think we are ready to go. Let's see. Let's see. Ship grabber. Shipwreck grabber. There we go. In fact, do I still have? Let's see. Do I still have the shipwreck flag? Let's find out. Select flag. Yep, we have the mole. All right, there we go. We have the mole. What do you think, Shipwreck? All right. Excuse me, I need to hit the cough button. I'm gonna have a cough from all this laughing. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's also add some spotlights to the ground. To the ground equipment. Let's see. And on. There we go. Elric, welcome. Elric redeemed Boozinate and Hydrate. It's this, Shipwreck. Look at our flag for this mission. It's the mole. All right, for Elric, we will Boozinate and we will Hydrate. How are you doing, Elric? Good to see you here. Shipwreck saying, Elric, was that even worth it? Because the Boozinate and then, in Shipwreck's opinion, diluting the Boozinate, as if I was going to be drunk by the end of the stream either way. There we go. Thank you, Elric. Delicious. And very necessary. Alright. Shipwreck Grabber is the name of the ship, and it's got it's got the mole on it. Alright, let's save that. Do we want a camera Yeah, we want a camera. I always like a camera on the outside of the ship. Just one. Only one is needed. We'll put it right here. There we go. Save again. All right, let's take it out to the launch pad, and we're going to let 1 week pass, and then we're going to launch and bring home that capsule, the Warden's capsule, and that will satisfy a contract. Hopefully the capsule survives reentry. It should, in theory. All right, we don't need FMRS. All right, let's see. So 20 days until our correction burn for the Moho ScanSat. So let's see, when it says 13, that's when we are ready to go. So let's warp to sunrise. And then we'll do that 7 more times. Well, 6 more times, looks like. One, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Elric says, I'm having a horrible day. Oh no, I have to work today and tomorrow on second shift. Oh no. All weekend long. That's unfortunate. Well, I hope it's not too bad. This is just making me laugh. All right, let's see. What does this view look like? All right, that's a nice view down the rocket, though. Okay, let's do this. Let's turn on the flight recorder. Let's monitor our altitude, our acceleration, and our dynamic pressure. Excuse me. Let's double check our staging. That looks good. Yep, all looks good. Throttle up, stability assist is on. And we are go for launch with the Shipwreck grabber to bring home the Warden's scrap. Shipwreck raises chat 1. He's trying to start another bidding war. Thank you, Shipwreck. All right, here we go. Ready to launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. The vehicle is pitching downrange. Everything is looking nominal. Goodbye, Space Center. Okay. And vehicle is supersonic. And we have reached maximum aerodynamic pressure. Look at that view of the mountains. That's fantastic. Next will be main engine cutoff and stage separation. All right, we have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. Goodbye, booster stage. You did a good job. All right, and fairing separation is confirmed. There go the fairings. And we no longer need that. All right, second engine cutoff. We have an apoapsis of 153 kilometers. And here's our ship right here, the Shipwreck grabber. Let's rotate around so that we can see the glorious sticker. Oh, that's amazing. All right, and we are in space. Per second delta V to work with, which is excellent. And uh-oh, I think we had a reconnect. Everyone's home right now, so I think the internet is suffering, although it has been suffering more than usual lately, which is frustrating. If that separated this into two VODs, I'm gonna have to do more work in DaVinci Resolve stitching them together for the VOD channel, which is annoying. Let's see, there's one easy way to figure this out. Okay, good. First is still out of stock. Boo. All right. Although it might come back in stock really soon. Oh, internet. I wonder what's going on with the internet lately, because I generally have very good internet, but this last month it has not been that great. So, I don't know what changed. All right, there is some debris in space. We are very close to our apoapsis. We are 2 minutes away from it. Let's time warp just a bit. And let's keep an eye on our resources. We should be fine on electric charge. All right, and let's pitch down to 0 degrees and full throttle. All right. Things are looking good. Let's point prograde again. There we go. All right, we have an orbit. Let's coast just a little bit closer to our true apoapsis so that we can circularize more precisely. All right, here we go. So there's our intersect right there. So let's warp to that. And my bitrate looks fine. It says that my network is unstable, but my bitrate does look fine. Okay, so let's pin this and full throttle. Now just gently. And I'm realizing we should have added some maneuvering thrusters, but that is going to be okay. Let's limit the thrust on this thing quite a bit for precision. There we go. 1.5 kilometers at closest approach. Not too bad at all. All right, now I want to check something here. Oh, yeah, it will have switched the VOD. Hey, guess what I'm going to do? I never get to be first. I'm first. Sorry, Shipwreck, I sniped it from you again. Okay. So that's going to be in 43 minutes. So let's time warp to about here. There we go. Shipwreck unsubs. Again? How many times can you unsub in one stream, Shipwreck? You're going for a record here. Yeah, I put all my VODs on a second YouTube channel, but when it does this, and I have multiple VODs of one stream, I don't like that, so I stitch them together in DaVinci Resolve. It's easy, but it's frustrating. All right, let's go to target mode, retrograde to the target. Okay. And there's the target down below us. 36 kilometers away. Can we spot it from here? I think it's behind us. There it is. It's actually ahead of us. Okay. All right, 30 kilometers away. And it looks like we're going to be crossing into nighttime as we approach, because of course we are. 10. Okay. Let's turn the thrust limiter back up to 100. There we go. And we'll tighten our approach and slow down at the same time. Our separation at approach is now 1 kilometer. 517 meters. That's pretty good. All right, let's get closer. We can see the spokes of the docking module. Oh look, Stream Elements has kindly let us know that I am now streaming Kerbal Space Program. Space Derps. I don't know about Space Derps, but definitely Kerbal Space Program. All right. Let's slow down. I can see the nuclear space forklift right there. That's what we're headed for. All right, let's lock the camera behind this thing. Like that. Twiglet! You were first, really. You're more like 11th. Shipwreck tried to be first, but he was third. How are you doing, Twiglet? I hardly get to see you these days. Okay. Let's get very close. '11th is just first twice. That's a good attitude. I like that. 11th is first twice. You're double first, Twiglet. You're the firstest. I actually got first the second time because the internet is being pretty unstable at my place lately, but so it disconnected and reconnected, and first was back in stock, so I snatched it. Let's see. Tomorrow's stream may be a friendlier time for you if it happens. Ooh. I'll keep an eye out, hopefully. Hopefully so. I may have an opportunity to semi-lurk while I watch my kiddos. All right, here we go. We're finishing up a contract that you redeemed, Twiglet. So we have already rescued... Oh, and of course, there's nighttime. We have rescued the Warden Kerman, but we do need to recover the Warden's craft. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come to a complete stop. We're gonna go to the station, and we're going to refuel the space forklift, the nuclear space forklift, and use that to bring this out, away from here. Let's see, liquid fuel. We need it to come out of the Mark III liquid fuselage. Right here, that one, yes, out. Gotta take a call though, we'll be lurking, no worries. Hope the call goes well. All right, just about fully fueled. There we go. And we can stop pumping fuel out of this tank, close the fuel balancer window, and yes, so we are going to, we should also refuel the monopropellant though. Let's see, RCS, these are almost empty, aren't they? They are completely empty, and so they are locked. Yeah, those need to be replaced. We do have some in here though. These, okay. Let's double check. Yes, those are locked. Excellent. So let's pump out and lock those now that they are empty. All right, I hope these are the right ones. Let's enable the cutaway. They are not. Okay. Let's unlock these then. What are these? FLR 400. Okay. That's what they are. Here they are. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let's pump out. And lock the empty one out. Lock and out. Okay, and now we can unlock these. They're all empty now. We're going to need to refill them. Because of course we are. And now we're done with this window. Let's reset the camera and let's undock right here. Okay, that's the shipwreck grabber. Warden scrap. So it's still calling it Warden scrap because we have this command module on here, but this is the nuclear space forklift, fully fueled, which is perfect. Back to type selection, we want ships the... No, it's going to call it a probe, isn't it? Probe the shipwreck grabber. That is our target. Control from here and activate the camera. Let's back off from the station first. There we go. Safe distance. Now we can turn it around without bumping anything. And there, 200 meters away, is the shipwreck grabber. And since that doesn't have any maneuvering thrusters on it, we're using this. Oh, Raider redeemed the Boozinate. We're going to drink and drive in space. Here we go. Thank you, Raider. My turn. Nice. Delicious. Thank you so much, Raider. All right. And Elric diluting it with a hydrate. All right, Elric, for you. I do need it. Thank you, Elric. All right, we're approaching. We should even be able to see it. Yep, there it is. All right, let's slow down. All right, so here we go. This is what we need to grab. So this is going to be a little bit tricky here. Let's in fact control from here. And that way we can aim the top of this thing towards the grabber. And because I'm wary of physics going all wonky, we are going to quick save just in case we don't reload quick saves for derps, only for the Kraken. All right, so now we need to go to the shipwreck grabber. let's lock the camera so that we can look right this way. And yes, of course, we're doing this at night. Always doing this at night. And we need to face right at that capsule right there. In fact, we can set that as our target, can't we? Nope. Okay. But let's arm the grabber. Back to the Warden's scrap. Make sure we are still controlling from here. Yes, we are. Okay. And let's lock the camera right behind this. Let's also aim the camera here. There we go. And point. And maneuvering thrusters. Just like this. All right. We're headed right for it. Or we should be anyway. All right. Come on, lock the camera. There we go. We want to point right down the axis of this thing. Just like that. In the camera. All right. We're lined up. This should work, in theory. In theory. Nothing to worry about, right? Nothing. All right, let's switch to this for the final grab. Wish we had better illumination on the mole. And grab. Nice. Okay, that's perfect. Now, release. All right, let's see. Want to get away from it. And the controls are wonky. Let's make sure we're controlling from here. There we go. That's better. Controls were reversed because we were controlling from the capsule. All right, let's get some clearance here. Let's just get away. Camera back to auto. All right. Let's see. Can I aim right down the center of mass? I think that's an option. Let's try it. Free pivot. Oh. No. That's bad. We don't want that. Oh man, did you see the Kraken attack? That was an attempt at the Kraken trying to attack. Let's see. Let's just make sure everything else is okay. Okay, good. Everything else is fine. Whew. That could have been extremely bad. Very, very, very bad. Let's point retrograde to orbit. And let's slow down and let's re-enter the atmosphere and see if we can safely recover the Warden's scrap. Okay. Ooh, that was scary. All right, we're dropping our periapsis into the atmosphere. want to go for about 35 kilometers. That's pretty good. And we do have a decent amount of fuel left, so we're going to go ahead and slow down after re-entering the atmosphere before ditching this stage. So that will help increase our chances of recovery. All right, let's time warp back into the daytime. And we need a good screenshot of the sticker illuminated properly. There we go. Look at that. All right. The mole basically doing Kefri Bezos' job. All right. Back to time warp. Okay, we have entered the atmosphere. Let's get into where the atmosphere is a little bit thicker, and then let's fire the engines and slow down. Watching our drag go up, watching atmosphere pressure go up. Okay, we've got some re-entry effects. Let's go ahead and fire the engines. Hey look, it's the Space Center, right down there, right below us. Look at that. We spotted it. We can see the runway and everything. That's very cool. All right, about to run out of fuel. There it goes. All right, so let's go ahead and separate. There we go. That's fine. We're gonna bump it out of the way. Not ideal, but it's okay. All right, control from here now, and let's point retrograde. And we will use these batteries to charge the reaction wheels and keep it oriented this way. I don't like this, but we're all right. We're not going very fast. There goes the mole sticker. See ya, Shipwreck. Shipwreck Grabber has done a good job so far. Did what it was paid to do. All right, we are through the plasma blackout. And even if this goes poorly, there's no one aboard, so there's no one that can be killed. At worst, we don't recover the asset. All right, when we get down to 2 kilometers, we will deploy the parachutes. There's 5 kilometers, 4, 3. All right, back to real time. There they go. And we'll get full deployment at 1 kilometer. Right there. Oh, I just heard the splashdown of the of the upper stage. Okay, and now we can speed the game up again. Oh, we're going down nice and slow. All right. There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted to do before. But the Kraken said, no, I'm going to shake your ship to pieces. We stopped it just in time. Stinking Kraken. All right, and now if we go and recover Google's scrap from orbit of Minmus, we will be 100% caught up on rescue contracts. Because we haven't had any new ones in a while. That's weird to think about. All right, we're 400 meters above the surface. I could probably cut a chute and go faster, but this is fine. Hmm. 200 meters. $100 meters. We're going to touch down or splash down very gently at 2.8 meters per second. There it is. Look at that. All right, recover vessel. And contract completed. As soon as it loads, rather. There we go. We earned 25 science too. Nice. Recovery of a vessel returned from a suborbital flight on Minmus. All right, I'll take it. That's worth more than the money that we got. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Contract complete. Recover the Warden and the Warden scrap from the surface of Minmus. And we got 250,000 pesos. Very cool. All right. Oh, I have sad news about Kerbal Space Program 2. It sounds like the career mode is not going to have money. It's going to have resources, but that means the end of Spaceos. Very sad. But that's okay. I'm still looking forward to the game. It's going to be great. So next we have the ScanSat 7 sent to Moho, the correction burn for that, and then we can do another launch and gather Google's scrap. Why not? So let's go ahead and open up the alarm clock window. There we go. And let's switch to that ship. And then let's time warp to that alarm and to that burn. Okay, good. We do have a full strength signal to this satellite. I've been worried about that because we haven't always had that lately. Okay, and this is coming up in 13 days and 4 hours. I believe I gave us 1 hour of lead time. Yes, okay, so let's warp to the next alarm. Goodbye, Kerbal. And it's a 1.2 kilometer per second burn. It's a 10.5 minute burn with this nuclear engine. So we're definitely going to be speeding that up. All right, here we are. Delete and close. Okay, let's get closer to it. All right, we're 11 minutes away from the node. So about 6 minutes to the node is when we're gonna start the burn. Let's point towards the maneuver marker on the nav ball. And the goal of this satellite is to make a resource map of Moho so we can know where to land a fuel drilling and refinery processing plant when we have that technology unlocked, and hopefully it will help us get some of the science towards unlocking that technology. So fingers are crossed. All right, let's time warp a little bit closer to the node. 10 minutes. 9 minutes. 8 minutes. 7 minutes. All right. Ignition in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. All right, and we're going to speed the game up so that we don't have to actually watch this burn for 10.5 minutes. We'll go to 4 times speed, at least for the first part of the burn, for the majority of it. And that looks like it's a burn, or an orbit that is for a contract that we're being offered, that we probably won't take. The contracts at this point are just really not worth it. The stock contracts are honestly not very good. And we've pretty much gotten what we can out of them. If we need to, if anyone redeems Rescue My Kerbal, we'll generate those as needed. But other than that, I think might check in from time to time, see if there's anything interesting, but the last dozen or so times I've checked, there's been nothing interesting. All right, things are looking good. Looking normal. Let's go ahead and focus on Moho itself. This is where we're going to meet Moho. We've been there before, but we have not yet succeeded in being captured into an orbit. We did crash something on the surface there, deliberately though, something that we'd missed with before. Brought it back around to crash because it didn't have the delta V to actually land or achieve orbit. We're past the node. Everything is looking normal. We have 400 meters per second left to go in this burn. $300 meters per second to go. $200. $100. Let's slow the game back down to real time. $70 meters per second. $50. $40. $30. Come on, let's get an encounter. $10. I don't see an encounter. Is that an encounter? I think that is an encounter. Let's finish the burn. Very low thrust for some precision. There we go. And let's see. Yep, here is our periapsis around Moho. 2 million meters. I am actually okay with that, and it's a very high inclination, which is ideal because we do want an inclined orbit so that we can get some good mapping of the whole surface. So, yeah, we're going to even fix that to be a polar orbit when we get there, and we're going to arrive in, let's see, how long? 79 days and 5 hours. So let's make a new alarm for that. Right after our jewel correction burn. Nice. All right, SOI change. This is ScanSat 7, right? Yep, ScanSat Supreme 7. So, yes. Moho arrival. And let's give ourselves 1 day of advance notice for that. Now let's give ourselves 1 hour. That's fine. And there it is. Very good. Okay, so let's go back now to the Space Center. And let's do a modification of that last mission that we can just send directly to Minmus to grab Google's scrap and bring it home. So we're going to want to add a little bit of maneuvering capability to it, some antennas just in case, and more delta V. So as soon as this loads, we're going to load up that same ship and do a little bit of minor modification. All right, open. Let's see, Shipwreck Grabber. There it is. All right. Let's pull the booster off. Yeah. We don't actually need to change anything about that. We need to change the booster stage, that's what. So let's just take this as it is, and that has 3 kilometers per second of delta V, but we can do more than that. So let's actually scrap the whole thing, we'll rebuild it. So fuel tanks first. And let's go for this bigger one. And if we put the Terrier back on the back, yeah, we have increased the delta V by 1.2 kilometers per second. That is really good. But we also want some monopropellant. Not a lot, just a little bit. And that significantly reduces. Yeah, we don't need that much. Let's go down here to these little guys, and let's add them down here. Like this. And then under command and control, we can just get these very small thruster blocks, these ones here. And we can add them right about here, should do. Orthogonal 5-horn, there we go. All right. So now, let's take this, and let's make a bigger booster stage as well. Not by a lot, but just a little bit. And that needs to be a decoupler, like so. Okay, there we go. We have improved upon this design. We need to put the camera back on. We don't need to, but I want to. Let's put it right here. Like that. And we definitely want it to say Shipwreck on it, so let's do... Where were those decals? Here. Select flag, the mole. Okay, and save. Let's double check our staging. Let's see, our thrust to weight ratio is significantly reduced though, so let's see, that's the swivel. Do we have a better engine that I could use? One that's not too expensive, because this thing costs twice as much as this entire rocket as it stands. Let's see, that has in atmosphere 168 kilonewtons. That has less. That has more, but I think it's too big. Let's see how that looks. If we do the truss-mounted variant. Nope, that looks super goofy and I don't like it. If we have a bare main, a bare skipper, that'll do it. But that's way too much thrust. Look at that, 3.7 off the pad. we could do some solid boosters. Those are definitely an option. See, that was the skipper. That's 650 kilonewtons. We want somewhere around the 250 in atmosphere range. This does have a little bit more. Ooh, here we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. And that does it. I think I like that. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so this is basically an engine based on a Russian engine. And it's a booster engine. But yeah, this will do it. This increases our thrust weight ratio on launch to 1.6. So this will be a little bit slower getting off the pad, but it should still be pretty good. All right, so let's save that and let's see. This is an engine we've never used before, I think. So that's extra cool. All right, let's check our staging. The launch clamps, main engine, boost, or the decoupler, and then the second stage engine, the bearing, and then detaching the main ship itself and the parachutes. Okay, I like it. All right, let's roll it out to the launch pad, and we need to let a couple days go by for our minimum, self-imposed minimum time between launch. And I'm going to have a little bit of water here while the pad loads up. There we go. We don't need FMRS. We can close it. All right, here's our tall, skinny rocket. Let's see. Let's warp to sunrise a couple times. All right, that should do it. Let's see if we can recover Google's scrap. Can I not? Oh, we didn't put more communication on it. This, okay, let's recover vessels so we don't have to do the time warp again. Let's add some antennas just in case. We don't want to get it all the way out there and then have to do it again because we lost communication. That's time that we don't need to spend on this. All right. I can hear the birds chirping. There we go. Into the VAB. Just so that we can add an antenna at the last moment. Okay, communications. Let's just add the, always open the Communitron 16S. We'll put 4 of them on. Like this. There we go. Save and launch. Here we go. For reals, we're launching. Oh, resetting my posture. There we go. Much better. All right. And I think we can improve load times if I clean up low curb and orbit. So, all right, let's watch from here. Throttle up, stability assist is on. Let's do the flight recorder. We want altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure. All right, and we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Okay, vehicle is pitching downrange. Maybe. Vehicle is not pitching anywhere. There is no gimbaling on these engines, is there? Okay, well, that's all right. We'll go straight up. That is not something I knew about these engines, having never used them before. Vehicle is supersonic. And we have maximum aerodynamic pressure. Yeah, and this is not a normal trajectory, so that's a thing. We're gonna have vectoring as soon as we have our next engine up, though. So, all right. Coming up on main engine cutoff. Look at us launching straight up. We never do that. And there's a reason we don't. Because it's not normal. Alright, we have Miko, stage separation, and second engine start. And there we go. Now we are pitching over. There we go. That's way better. Bearing separation is confirmed. And yeah, let's just, oh, that's, I think that counts as a derp. Not checking whether an engine has gimbaling. Yeah, that costs us some significant efficiency here. It's going to be questionable whether we can actually complete this mission. Alright, let's go ahead and speed the game up a little bit. Alright, let's coast to apoapsis. We've got a very high apoapsis. And let's actually, rather than make it all the way out there and then find out that we don't have the delta V to get back, because I can tell you right now we do not have the delta V to get back, let's abandon this attempt. Modify the ship. And then try again. So we're going to let this thing burn up in the atmosphere. It's going pretty fast, so it might actually do it. Yep. Whoop, boom, boom, boom. Some of it's surviving, though. And it's gone. Let's see it. I'm going to add a derp for that since I think Shipwreck is asleep. There it is. Derp number 205. All right, back to the Space Center. So we've learned that that engine is no good because no thrust vectoring. So what we're going to do instead is the classic side-strapped solid boosters. And we're going to go back to the classic swivel engine. Old school engines. I hear the birds. All right, and close. We're not going to revert. That was a derp, not a kraken, so no reverting. There we go. All right. So let's zoom in here on the bottom. Let's take the launch clamps off. Let's take the fins off. Let's take the Kodiak liquid-fueled engine off, which has no gimbling. No gimbling, we've learned. So, engines. Back to the swivel, which definitely has gimbling, but has a lower thrust to weight ratio than I would like. So let's go to couplers, put a radial decoupler on, and back to engines, and let's just get some very small solid rocket boosters. The shrimp should do. Just looking at all the options here, yeah, the shrimp is great. We only need a little bit of a boost off the pad. So let's do that. Let's add a little nose cone to it. Just a little bitty guy. There we go. And now we want 4 of these. Like so. And then we can put this on the boosters themselves. Oh, there's Maurice. Hello. I hear the fanfare. Anna, welcome. Were you playing Destiny? How are you today? And Maurice with the Anna raid. Hey, Maurice, we tried to summon you. Well, Shipwreck tried to summon you by saying Maurice 3 times. It worked, but a little late, which is hilarious. I love it. Monkey Man Mike says Anna raid. Whoop whoop. And Anna says, Anna raid, whoop whoop. Welcome, Anna. Good to see you here. We have, speaking of Shipwreck, a beautiful portrait of our mole man troll on this ship, which is designed to go retrieve some space junk. All right, we want these all to be in the same stage as the core engine. All right, that's pretty good. Gives us a little bit of a boost off of the pad, exactly as we want. And then we separate those. Those will go for about 47 seconds. Okay, that's excellent. All right, I like it. And now we will have actual gimbling down here for steering. So we couldn't steer the last iteration. But yeah, welcome Raiders. Let's give a shout out to Anna. Shipwreck is asleep, so I'm gonna do it. There you go. If you're not following Anna, give her a follow. She's a lot of fun. It's been a while since I've been to one of your streams, Anna, unfortunately. But yes, Shipwreck's face. Yup. Yep, wearing his work clothes, it looks like. So yeah, let's go ahead and launch this thing. We need to let 2 weeks pass between launches. So, and you were doing Destiny 2. Nice. Very cool. I hope you won all the games and shot at all the people. Shoosted at them. All right, so as soon as this thing loads up, we're going to time warp for 2 weeks. This is a self-imposed rule. We give 2 weeks between launches to simulate the time it takes to build the rocket and refurbish the pad, and also to make sure that the clock moves forward. So, all right, here we go. We have 72 days until our next alarm, so we're going to go until, what is that? Let's see, 58 days. So we're just going to use this to warp to sunrise until that says 58 days until our correction burn for the ScanSat headed to Joule. You got a new thing, and it uses crystals, and I love the noise it makes, and it looks so pretty. Very cool. Destiny 2 is not a game that I really know more than the basic gist of it. So yeah, I really should catch one of those streams. I'm very curious. Mostly I've seen a little bit of you playing Minecraft way back in the day. And for a little while, we played together on the same Minecraft server. That was fun. All right. Back in the day. Yeah, I know. It feels like forever ago at this point. All right, 61 days. 60 days. Fortunately, this doesn't have to sit out any hurricanes like the Space Launch System did. All right, it's launch day. Here we go. Let's go back to this camera view down the side of the rocket like this. And let's open up our flight recorder. And let's chart altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure, as we always do. All right, throttle up, stability assist is on, double checking our stages. They look good. All right, we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the Shipwreck Grabber. Headed to recover Google's scrap from orbit of Minmus. That's another one that was redeemed by Twiglet. Vehicle is pitching down range for real this time. So it can actually do that now. There goes the Space Center. All right, we're coming up on solid motor burnout and separation. Vehicle is supersonic, SRB burnout, and clean separation, and that was also our maximum aerodynamic pressure. Looking nominal. Everything is looking great. Let's hold this attitude here. And Raider has redeemed Boozinate for a successful launch. Let's celebrate it. Thank you, Raider. Delicious. Got the Uinta Detour Double IPA today. All right, we're coming up on main engine cutoff. Always here for successful launches, says Raider. Very nice. Appreciated. All right, let's point prograde again. All right, we have Miko, stage separation, and second engine start. Looking good. And it says, all this buttons and words remind me when I started Destiny 2 and was told that there's things on your armor that need to be together to work. Like, you got ice cream and a bowl and a spoon. All three items are kind of useless unless you use all three at the same time. That's what I still got to master in Destiny 2. That makes sense. Yeah, you got to get the right item combos. That kind of reminds me of when I used to play Dota in Dota 2. Way back. That was too much to maintain skills on. It just took so much time. I miss that game though. I might go back to playing it at some point, but it's been a few years now. Used to play that pretty regularly. All right, we can close this. Actually, we can separate the fairings. There they go. Now let's close that and get out of that camera view. Look at our shipwreck friend right there. And let's circularize our orbit at about 150 kilometers. That's a pretty good orbit. That's where our station is. There's our apoapsis at 150. So let's coast now to apoapsis, which is the highest point in our parabolic arc. There we go. And second engine start number 2. So we can circularize our orbit. And it says, yeah, it's nice to get back to old games. I tend not to for too long, though, as I feel bad that I've left the talent of it. Yeah, that's the pressure of it, right? Because at this point, I'd be going back to Dota 2 as a complete noob. Not that I was ever super great at it. I was okay. But it would be like the first time again, which is daunting. All right. We have a circular-ish orbit. Good enough. So let's choose Minmus as our target. There's Minmus right there. It's going to be about there when we reach it. So let's see. That's at our descending node. That's actually very convenient. Let's add a maneuver and plan our transfer. Our transfer burn. Okay. Look at that. That's really good. Okay, that's an 869 meter per second burn, and it's coming up in 34 minutes. It's a 50-second burn. So, let's see. Yeah, we're going to need to come back around on the next orbit. So let's go to here. Yeah, way back in the day before I was married with kids, used to play a lot of Dota 2. I was actually semi-decent at a couple of the characters. And played with my brother and his wife. Very different game from Destiny, but some of the same concepts do apply. Item sets and such. Alright. Coming up on the node in 2.5 minutes. Let's go ahead and point ourselves towards the maneuver node. Pete Venkman says I was mediocre at best. We made a pretty decent team though. We even we had that one tournament that we competed in, and we weren't dead last. That was pretty fun. All right, when we get to about 30 seconds ahead of the maneuver node, we will light the engines. All right, burn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Looking good, everything is normal. And there's our apoapsis rising to eventually meet Minmus. And it says, there's so much reading, I don't know what I've done to myself. As it is like, all I see is a blur, and if I think it looks pretty together, that'll do it. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's a fun way to play. All right, we're coming towards the end of the burn. I'm gonna throttle down for increased precision. We used to do silly things like that in Dota 2, like pick all girl characters, for example. All right, just a little nudge for the end of the burn here. All girl characters or all ice powers characters, silly things like that. As long as you're having fun, that's the whole goal. Okay, there we go. We have an encounter with Minmus. All right, let's see, what does our periapsis look like? 1.5 million meters, that's actually pretty good. That means we're going to be going very slowly and can adjust our orbit for cheap. Let's see, Raider says, I switched from Destiny 2 to Counter-Strike Go almost 4 years ago. Nice. Another one I've never played. There's so many games out there that I wish I had time to play. Very few that I will ever actually have the time to. Okay, so let's focus on our ship. There we go. And let's see, we're going to reach Minmus in how long? That was not the correct. Let's see, Minmus escape. Okay, so in about 9-10 days. All right, let's do it. Let's just warp to here and hope that it does not delete our encounter, which it often does. Raider says, Counter-Strike Go is such a different game, very different way of playing. So many callouts per map, so many ways to play, so many stuffs. Yeah, and that's part of the issue, keeping up in these games. It's not just your reflexes and such, it's keeping up with the meta and knowing the updates and what's changed. I guarantee I go, it did it to me again. I guarantee I go back to, also we don't have, we didn't put solar panels back on. Oh no, this is just space junk now. No. Derp ad. That's derp number 206. No! This means we have to do it again. All right, let's go back to the Space Center. Let's try this again. This ship will do it if we don't derp like that. We ran out of battery power and we can no longer control that ship, which means it's more space junk that Kefri Bezos needs to pick up. I need to do a big old space cleanup session between streams. Poor space junk ship. Yep, there's just a picture of space junk, or a picture of Shipwreck on some space junk, just orbiting indefinitely until we clean it up. There is Jeffrey Bezos driving his space garbage truck, though, so that's his job. No! Okay, yeah, very simple fix. Let's see, solar panels, just the cheapo ones, the super cheapo ones. Let's put them right here, like a so. All right, hold on, I need to hit the cough button for a second. I'm over the illness, but I will have a cough for a while, so rip. Okay, save. And let's launch, and we need to let 2 more weeks go by. Fortunately, we want the clock to go forwards anyway, so so it's not, you know, a total loss. Also, this is a super cheap launch, and the craft that we're trying to recover does not have a Kerbal aboard, so it's not like anyone's waiting and starving without any snacks. So so it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't know what you're worried about, you guys. Everything's fine. All right, let's close that. All right, 48 days. Okay, so it was 58 days before, so we actually need to get this down to 34 days, and that will be our 2 weeks since launch. All right, so here we are. We're just gonna warp to different sunrises until this says 34 days until our ScanSat 5 jewel correction burn. That satellite, of course, being called ScanSat Supreme, named for Supreme Doom. All right, 43 days, 42 days, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. I guess it was actually 44, but that's just fine. We want the clock to go forward anyway. So I like it. And it says, hey, I'm gonna relax now, grab a drink. So I'll go now, head to bed. Nice to see you again. Yeah, enjoy your drink. I'll do a free boozinate for you. Here we go. Thanks for bringing your crew over. And you have a good evening. All right. This time let's watch from, let's see, target self. Let's watch from on top of the vehicle assembly building. That's one of my favorite places to watch a launch. Let's watch from right over here on the corner. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Very pretty. All right, let's throttle up, stability assist on, and let's open up also the flight recorder because I like it. All right, altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure all being logged. Okay, and we are, once again, we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. There we go. Vehicle is pitching downrange. That's a nice looking plume. All right, we're coming up on our supersonic and also our solid booster cutoff. Vehicle is supersonic, SRB burnout, and separation. Correcting our inclination just a little bit here. a little bit off of 90 degrees. There we go. That was also our maximum aerodynamic pressure at the point of SRB burnout. Look at the graph showing our course correction. I love it. Next will be main engine cutoff and stage separation. Everything is looking normal. We have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. Fairing separation confirmed. We can close that. And here is the rocket with the portrait of Shipwreck on the side. That's always going to be funny. All right, everything is looking great. We can even speed the game up just a little bit at this point. Double time. I'm watching our apoapsis rise. We're going for 150 again. There it is. And we're in space. All right, let's coast to apoapsis and circularize our orbit and plan another approach to Minmus. Raider says, I cannot wait to finish I Am Bob and release it. Nice. I've really been itching to get back to the YouTube creation for Minecraft. I have some files to move over and I can start it again. You still have your big issue. What's the big issue? It's about time to make another Minecraft Christmas card. Family tradition doing that. All right, let's get right up at the apoapsis. Raider says, basically multiple tasks can edit a single packet. That could get complicated. All right, there's our circular orbit. And this edited packet will be written multiple times, and that's not good. Ooh, so each time a task edits it, it rewrites it, so you might end up with duplicate packets. Is that what you're saying? Because that, yeah, that would be bad. You need to apply all the edits on the same packet. So you're going to try to queue them up somehow. I don't know too much about programming if it's not Minecraft command language. All right, let's see. Minmus is our target. Minmus is going to be about here-ish when we reach it, which is pretty close to this ascending node. So let's add a maneuver there and plan our transfer burn again. But this time, we should be able to maintain control of the vehicle throughout the entire mission. And the moon is going to be in the way because of course it is. It's the moon. It does this to us. All right, yeah, we cannot do this here because the moon will be a problem. So let's warp a few orbits through. Raider says, I'll most likely add a priority system so some tasks are prioritized on the edits. Still need to think it through. Still need to think about it though. Yeah, I bet there are multiple different good solutions to that problem. All right, in fact, let's just time warp and let the moon move a little bit. There we go. This moves the clock forward too, so not all bad. There we go. Now the moon is out of our way. So right here at the ascending node, add maneuver. Let's do this properly without the moon trying to fling us out of Kerbin's orbit entirely. All right, coming up on Minmus right there. Okay, yeah. We just burned prograde at the ascending node and we're good to go. So that's, again, a 51-second burn. Super simple. Let's warp to here. And let's point towards the maneuver marker on the nav ball. Overshot slightly, just gotta correct. There we go, pointed right at it. Raider says, and then I have some quality of life things to do, some small issues to fix, etc. So stream worthy. That should be interesting. I hope that's something that I can catch. I believe I'm following you. Let me just double check that. Because if I'm not, I really should be. I'm not. Okay, now I'm following you. Now I will get a notification if you go live. When am I usually available? Yeah, usually at the times that I stream. We'll see. I'll message you on Discord. I thought I was following you, Raider, but now I definitely am. Now I guarantee I am. You saw the notification, I'm sure. I'm actual following you. Whoopsie. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And we're going to double time this for the first part of the burn. Looking good. Let's slow down to real time. And let's also throttle down for the end of the burn so that we have more control and precision. All right, here we are. About to get our encounter with Minmus. There it is. Beautiful. Okay, so let's focus our view on Minmus. Look at our periapsis. And let's drop it. Yeah, let's get nice and close so that we are less likely to lose our encounter when we time warp. Because I'm sick of this game doing that to me. It's frustrating. All right, and we're going to reach there in 8 days. So let's time warp closer. All right, and even closer. Here comes Minmus. All right, good. We do have a communication link. That's good. And we have not killed our batteries because we have solar panels. Oh, classic mistake. Forgetting the solar panels. More likely, I tend to add solar panels and then forget to deploy them. So... Alright, we are in Minmus' sphere of influence. 2.5 hours to periapsis, so let's warp to there. And we're going to point retrograde and get our capture orbit. And let's choose Google's Scrap as our target. There's Google's Scrap right there. All right, we're pointing towards retrograde. We have 1.8 kilometers per second of delta V available to us. Not bad at all. And there is our capture orbit right there. So, the ascending node, oh man, yeah, we're 90 degrees inclined to this thing. So, where are we going to hit next? Our descending nodes. Let's go here, and then we'll need to point anti-normal. That's in 2 hours. So, anti-normal is going to be over here, I believe. Nope, that one is normal, so that means we're definitely in a retrograde orbit. Not that it matters too much at this high inclination. Yeah, we're 83 degrees inclined to our target. Let's pin that and watch that change. It's going up. Okay, so no, we need to be pointing the other way. Like so. Here we go. There we go. It's going down. I'm staying a little bit ahead of it so that we're also lowering our orbit, so we have a little bit of a retrograde component to this burn. Okay, so now that we're very close, let's get closer to the actual descending node. And just give a gentle push. We are 40 seconds away from the descending node. "20 seconds. All right, that's close enough. All right, and just a tiny nudge. There we go, 0.03 degrees inclination. That's pretty darn good. Okay, so here is our current orbit, and we need to match orbits with our target. So at apoapsis, we're going to raise our periapsis. Let's warp there, that's 2.5 hours away. We're going to point prograde. We have 1.6 kilometers per second remaining to us. Unfortunately, with the low gravity of Minmus, maneuvers like this are relatively cheap, so that should be fine. All right, so we want to match those two numbers. So we're looking for an apoapsis of 252 kilometers. Right about there. Okay, so now if we come around to here, that's 5.5 hours away. And we're still 22 days away from our next major event. So we have time. We don't have to worry about missing it. All right, let's actually cancel time warp here, and let's add a maneuver, and let's see if we can predict how this is going to turn out. Let's pin that. There we go. And that's not going to turn out too great, actually. So actually what we need to do is raise our orbit, it looks like. Except if we do that, we will escape. Yeah, this is not particularly ideal. We need to let this thing catch up to us, though. So if we go here and we burn retrograde, but not all the way, we can, with a few orbits, let it catch up. This is the other side of the coin for these maneuvers being cheap, is that they also need to be pretty precise. All right. Oh, it's calculating way better now. All right, never mind. We're actually better than I thought. Okay. All right, that is as good as we're going to get from here. So that is in 1 day and 4 hours, basically, that we will complete this orbit, and then we will be 2.2 kilometers away with a relative speed of only 19 meters per second. That's really good. So let's time warp to here, all the way around. And I think if we burn radial in, we should get a better encounter. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so this burn will get us about 200 meters away. It's a 1.2 meter per second burn. We're going to do it with our maneuvering thrusters. Nothing else has the precision for that. So let's get close to this. Good, we still have communication with our ship. And let's point right at the maneuver node. All right, and this number here, 2.2 kilometers, we want that to go down as much as possible. So maneuvering thrusters on. 1.5. That's changing again. There we go. $80 meters. That is really stinking good. All right, let's turn off the maneuvering thrusters. And our relative speed is going to be about 36 meters per second, it says. Although this says 19, then that's more likely to be accurate. Let's close this. Yeah, that's actually what we're going to have. All right, let's get out of map mode. We are 33 kilometers away from the target, which is right there. So let's time warp and get closer. All right, 30 kilometers. Nice view of Kerbal and the moon. $10 kilometers. 5. All right, let's go back to regular time and let's point retrograde to the target. And yeah, our relative speed is only about 19 meters per second, so I don't know why this is saying 36. We have a first-time chat from MRR Steve saying, good evening, what's the mission today? We are catching up entirely, if this is successful, on our viewer-redeemed rescue missions. We've already rescued Google Kerman, redeemed by a friend of mine, Twiglet. But the contract also calls for recovering Google's scrap, so I need to grab that. So we've got the grabber right here, this custom-made mission, and we are on our approach to Rendezvous with Google's scrap around Minmus to bring it home and hopefully recover it in one piece. All right, we're approaching. We expect to get as close as 80 meters. Okay. 150. All right, let's slow down. There we go. All right, let's make sure we are controlling from here. Let's lock the camera. And blind everyone with the sun. There we go. And let's point right at Google's scrap. So Twiglet has redeemed Elon Musk, Jeffrey Bezos, and Google. All right, let's watch our resources. This should be plenty monopropellant for this. So let's turn on our maneuvering thrusters and use those to zero in on this thing. All right, 1 meter per second, that's pretty good. All right, we can go back to auto camera. Let's arm the grabber, the claw. And fine-tune our approach. All right, there it is. All right, let's slow down. Wouldn't do to just bump it away. And oh, we just bumped it away. Okay. Come on, grab it. All right, that didn't do it. So we bumped it out of the way. Let's approach again. A little bit quicker this time. And we grabbed it. There we go. First try. First try. All right, that's perfect. So let's turn stability assist back on. And now it's going to call this entire vessel Google's scrap, which is okay. Now we need to get back to Kerbal. So there's Kerbal there. And we need to escape Minimus, but be going this way to slow our orbit around Kerbal. So where are we here? We're actually pretty well positioned for that. Let's warp to here. And then if we warp prograde in our orbit around Minimus, we will also be slowing down. We'll be speeding up around Minimus, but slowing down around Kerbal, which is perfect. So let's do that now. Full throttle. Except here's a problem. We are now being controlled from that capsule, which is not what we want. We want to control from here. There we go. That's better. Yeah, we were not pointed the way our engines needed to be. Not at all. Okay, so as soon as we slow down and stop our spinning, which I know I could do with time warp, but that feels cheaty to me. All right. Just about there. Yeah, we were controlling the ship as if this were the front, which is no good. That just does not work. All right, we can turn off the maneuvering thrusters for a moment. There we go. Okay. All right, now the orbit is doing what I was expecting. All right, let's pin our periapsis and let's bring that down to 150 kilometers so that it's about the altitude of the space station. Although we're not going to be docking with the space station, so that's not entirely necessary. It's still a good altitude for us to aim for, because if we don't want to just re-enter Kerbin's atmosphere at that speed. We want some time to slow down. Otherwise, we're just going to lose this thing on re-entry. That's no good. Okay, that is pretty good for there. We have 1.5 kilometers for our periapsis. And that's about as good as we're going to get from this angle. So let's go ahead and escape Minmus, and that's in 2 1/4 hours. So time warp. And we're out. Maybe. There we go. We're out. And let's point retrograde now. Yeah, at that point we were just changing our inclination. So let's pin Kerbin periapsis. And Mr. Jeff says, hello, Mr. Jeff. How are you doing today? You came in with the Anna raid, right? All right, now let's lower this. Let's lower it to just above Kerbin's atmosphere. 90 kilometers is pretty good. Oh, you did not? Okay. No worries. How is your day? I hope it's going well. Let's descend towards Kerbin. It's going to take us 7 days to get there, which is excellent. Oh, that's why I saw it. Okay, yes. Shipwreck and Kaylee got into a tipping war, and then Shipwreck won up to everyone by gifting a sub, and you got it. Congratulations. I'm doing great. I'm over being ill. I still have my voice still sounds a little bit like I'm ill, and I still have a cough, but feeling great. Was able to attend a couple of my orchestra rehearsals, which I had been missing, and that just makes my day. All right, here we are. We are in a 76 degree inclination, which is all right. Good thing we don't need to Renda's Vis with the station. I don't think we'd make it. Oh, actually, that was the wrong thing to push. Warp to here, and we're going to probably do a couple of passes here. We're going to burn retrograde and lower our apoapsis. And Mr. Steve, MRR Steve, is first but not really. Congratulations on being first, but not really. All right, and this is a very important slowing down. All right, let's save about 500 meters per second of our delta V. Let's come back around to our apoapsis and then lower our periapsis so it just barely dips into the atmosphere. We're going to play this very carefully because we don't have any special heat shields, so we need to very gently enter the atmosphere. Not too fast at all. Which means probably a few passes with aero braking. All right, so as soon as we're pointing retrograde, Jeff says, I'm going to lurk because I have a couple things to do. No worries. Thanks for coming in and saying hello, and congrats on the gifted sub from Shipwreck. All right, so let's just dip to about 60 kilometers. There's 70. There we go, 60. All right, so each pass is going to just a little bit lower our apoapsis. We still have 490 meters per second we can use to slow down, so we're probably going to do that on the first pass. And that isn't real, it's just changing the calculations because of time warp. All right. And here we are dipping into Kerbin's atmosphere. And we're 55 seconds away from periapsis. And when we get to periapsis, we're going to hit the engines hard and then just bleed off about 490 meters per second. And hope that that is enough for a safe return home. But again, the worst that can happen is that we fail the part of the contract that doesn't result in a dead Kerbal, because we already safely recovered Google Kerman. All right. Full throttle. So the blue line, the teal line, is our current orbit, and these white lines are the predictions of our orbits after aerobraking. So that's the Trajectories mod. And we have expended all of the fuel. We're not going to detach this yet. This is very useful for keeping this end forward and adding drag so that if anything burns up, it will hopefully just be this. Yeah, we are rising up back out of Kerbin's atmosphere now. We haven't done a lot of aerobraking in this career. This is very useful aerobraking here. We're in 4 times speed. And we're back in space, so we can do proper time warp now. Come up over Kerbin's poles. We can just enjoy the view. Up over the North Pole now. There it is. And coming back down. It's illumination on there. Good night, Shipwreck. All right, back in Kerbin's atmosphere, and I'm going to hit the cough button again. Just a moment. Sorry about that. All right. Our apoapsis is dropping because of air resistance, because of drag. Let's go ahead and go 4 times speed here. And hopefully this won't take too many passes, but again, we're playing it a little bit safe. Our periapsis is dropping as well, so each pass we're dipping a little bit farther into Kerbin's atmosphere. I guess we do still have our maneuvering thrusters. That's something. Not much, but it's something. All right, we're ascending again. Doing it this way isn't the most exciting, but it is, well, for me, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because I don't know if this is going to survive or not, but this is giving us the best chance of success on this mission. It looks like we've shed about 65 kilometers from our apoapsis, so probably 2 more passes, and then we will just be on our final descent through the atmosphere. All right, we're back in space. Let's time warp aggressively and get back around the planet. South Pole. Steve says, I've deorbited a capsule with just a Kerbal RSC past in the past. Back in the past. Scott Manley did it a few times too. Yes, I've done that as well. It's something, all right. I had to abandon ship a few months ago with 4 Kerbals and then have them use their RCS packs to get to the station. That was exciting. All right, back into the atmosphere. 4 times speed. Pointing retrograde. But yeah, that's a time-consuming task pushing a capsule with the EVA pack. But it's kind of a Kerbal rite of passage doing that, I believe. All right. Yeah, drag is increasing. We're dipping farther down in. Our first pass took us down to 60 kilometers, and now we're going down towards about 57 kilometers. And yeah, our apoapsis is dropping rapidly. That is good to see. And I think I am actually going to use the maneuvering thrusters to help it on its way. This might actually be the final pass, actually, because our apoapsis is down to 90 kilometers and dropping rapidly. I think we'll get that down below 70 before we exit the atmosphere. Yeah, easily. So yeah, this is our final pass. We might even come down during the day. What the heck? We never get to see this stuff during the day. Of course, that's self-fulfilling prophecy. Confirmation bias really is what I'm looking for. We do plenty of stuff during the day. It just feels like we do everything during the night. All right, yeah, this is definitely helping. In fact, if I throttle up, since we are out of main engine fuel, it'll use the RCS thrusters. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to keep a little bit of the monopropellant so that we can hopefully safely detach the upper stage at some point. Yay, there's the sun coming up and illuminating our friend Shipwreck, the mole. Alright, let's retain about 5 units of monopropellant. Down to 6. And 5. 4.98. That's pretty good. All right, we're getting the reentry effects. Let's have some fun with camera tools. Auto flyby, target self. There it goes. Oh, yeah, we're getting some intense reentry here. Let's get a screenshot. Oh, we're flipping around too. We don't have control either. Oh, we're burning up our monopropellant. And I can't turn it off because we're in plasma blackout. But we're going to be okay. We are fine. Okay, excellent. All right, let's go ahead and detach. There we go. See ya, Shipwreck. You did a good job. Thank you. And at about 2 kilometers, we're going to deploy the parachutes. We're at 3 kilometers. There it is, 2 kilometers. And then at 1 kilometer, we'll get the full deployment. And Elric redeeming a celebratory boozinate. Thank you, Elric. I'll boozinate. No, says Raider, who probably was trying to get the boozinate and it got sniped. Love to see that. And we've also got a hydrate to keep Hangover Dan at bay. Thank you, Elric. Elric has my back. All right. You're waiting for the touchdown? That's true. We might have a premature celebration here, Elric. That might be the case. All right, we are 600 meters above the surface of Kerbin's oceans. And we're at 4 times speed. Yeah, we're coming down nice and slow and gentle. Slower than we need to, but again, we're over-engineering this thing. All right, 200 meters above the surface. $100 meters, 50 meters. All right, let's slow down to real time here. Beautiful sky here. Beautiful day for a splashdown. And there it is. Splashed down successfully. All right, recover vessel. We're 100% caught up on viewer redeemed rescues. I don't even know what to do with myself now. We even still have 14 minutes left. We can go and we can do the next correction burn for the Joule ScanSat. Maybe even arrive at Moho. Ooh, that could be exciting. That should be what we end with. All right, but first we're going to wait for the Space Center to load up. Let's see, I hear the birds. I hear the birds chirping. There we go. And we earned 20 science. We're up to 400 science. Raider redeemed Boozenate, but not really. Tell you what, Raider, I will Boozenate, but not really. Delicious, but not really. It's the thought that counts. All right, so yeah, let's look at the alarms. Yeah, so in 11 days we have our Joule correction burn, and in 17 days we have our Moho arrival. Let's do those two things before we end the stream today. Those will be exciting. And yep, another 245,000 Spaceos. Let's close that. And yeah, that's all of our rescue contracts. In fact, if we look in mission control, first let's see if there's anything interesting. This one is, but we're not quite ready for that yet. We'll do that this soon in a near future stream. Bring a newly discovered Class A asteroid into orbit around Kerbal. Once we have our mining and fuel refinery technology, that will be something that I'm very interested in. A rover arm of a volcanic rock on where? Minmus? Eve. Yeah, we're not sending her over to Eve yet. Fix a satellite. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, none of the rest of these are very interesting. That one is, but we're not ready for it yet. So let's get out of here. Oh, wait, active contracts. Science data from the surface of the moon we can do. We're still passively tracking comets and asteroids. We need science data from space around Moho, which we might be able to do now. And here's a contract for landing on Eve and coming back. We took that mostly for the advance. And also because it never expires. So we'll be doing that at some point. Not too much longer, really. All right, so ScanSat 5. Joule correction burn. Let's switch to that ship. And let's do that burn. And then let's see if we can arrive at Moho and start our mapping of the surface of Moho to find those juicy resources so that we can have a fuel depot at Moho in the near future. And that will basically unlock the end game. All right, but this first, let's warp to this alarm. And we do have control of the probe, so that is good. That's something I've been worried about. All right, and then we're going to be 1 hour away from a 1 minute burn to correct our course to Joule. All right, delete and close. All right, let's take a look at the map here. So yeah, this is just a 96 meter per second burn. This is a tiny burn. All right, so let's get right up on this burn. Oh, we briefly had a really strong signal to somewhere. All right, let's point directly at the maneuver marker on the nav ball, using just our reaction wheels to adjust our attitude. There we go. And at about 30 seconds before the node is when we're going to start the burn at full throttle, and then we're going to throttle down. So let's time warp just a bit. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. And everything is looking nominal. Let's double time this for just a little bit. And we have arrived at the node halfway through the burn. $20 meters per second remaining. All right, back to normal time, and let's very gently burn for the end of this. For precision's sake, we want to get as precise as we can on this burn. And make sure that we have our Joule encounter. There we go. And we do indeed have a Joule encounter. It's coming up in almost 2 years, 1 year and 323 days. So let's add a new alarm. And yeah, this is ScanSat Supreme number 5. So ScanSat 5 Joule arrival. And let's actually give ourselves some advance on this, because we might want to do some adjusting to see which of Joule's moons we can encounter. So let's go ahead and give ourselves 20 days of advance notice on this alarm. And I hear the Discovery Hit fanfare by Kevin MacLeod. MRR Steve is following. Thank you for the follow. Very welcome to the channel. Good to have you here. All right, so let's do one final thing before the end. Let's see if we can finally break the Moho curse and actually successfully achieve orbit. First, fingers crossed that we actually have a good communication connection to this satellite. And we do. Okay, good. That is fantastic. And we are only 5 days away from encountering Moho. And yeah, we have a nice strong connection directly to Kerbal. Nice. 94%. Yeah, we really amped up the antennas on this thing. Look at that. We got 3 of these guys. Okay, good. Good. And this will enhance our deep space communications network as well. So let's go ahead and warp to the next alarm, which I believe is an hour ahead of the encounter. Yes, indeed. And we still have a 92% signal. Nice. All right. Delete and close. And let's get even closer. And yeah, we have 8.7 kilometers per second of delta V to play with here. So if that doesn't do it, I don't know what will. All right, we are in Moho's sphere of influence. We are orbiting at 5.9 kilometers per second. We can do this. Let's see. We are 25 minutes away from periapsis. Let's get 10 minutes away from that-ish. Right here. And we'll point retrograde. And we'll start an early burn. Because it could take a little bit to burn off all that fuel. Most of this is in our atomic transfer stage, right here. Lots of fuel left in that, about 2/3 of the fuel. All right, and here we go. Full throttle. And let's pin that so we can watch our escape. Yeah, that's fine. Our orbit speed is dropping. That's exactly what we want. All right, let's speed up to 4 times speed. And for now, the time to Moho escape is still dropping because we are still very much on an escape trajectory. But as we slow down, that will start going back up. Or at least it should. That's the hope. And yeah, we are 7 minutes away from periapsis. And we'll definitely be passing periapsis before we finish the burn. In the meantime, I'm going to have some water because, man, my voice is feeling it. But yeah, our time to escape is definitely going down slower than actual time, so we are putting it off. And it's getting slower and slower. That's good to see. Very soon, the time to escape will actually increase. Yeah, we're 3.5 minutes away from periapsis. And we've bled off 1 kilometer per second so far. And our time to Moho escape is now increasing. Fantastic. All right, 1.5 minutes to periapsis. And I can't speed the game up any more than this and maintain thrust. Really looking forward to that thrust under time warp in Kerbal Space Program 2. All right, we have reached our periapsis. And I am very confident of achieving orbit. Let's see, there's Moho right there. We can close that. Yeah, we're still going super fast, but we've reduced our speed from, what was it, 5.9 to 4.2 kilometers per second. And now we are down to 4 kilometers per second. And our time to escape is increasing rapidly. Geez, at least we can do 4 times speed, because otherwise, yeah, this would likely be like a half-hour burn. Let's see, how long will it take to burn all of our fuel? If I simulate this, let's see, 5 kilometers per second would take... yeah, 20 minutes. We'd be here for 20 minutes instead of, it'll actually take us 5 in actual real world time because of 4 times game speed. Alright, we dropped our speed, our orbital velocity from 5.9 kilometers per second down to 3 kilometers per second. So we've essentially halved our speed relative to Moho. And we do have a nice steep inclination, 108 degrees. And we've increased our time to escape to 45 minutes. Not bad at all. 46. Yeah, that's going up nice and fast. All right, we also have 4 kilometers per second remaining just in this stage. Just in this transfer stage. So we are looking good. We're looking really good for this mission. Down to 2 kilometers per second orbital velocity from 5.9 kilometers per second. We've cut our speed by 2/3. Very soon we will actually have our capture orbit. I'm ready to cut the engines when we do so that we can plan our actual mapping orbit. Down to 1.4 kilometers per second. .2. .1 kilometer per second. .800 meters per second. 700. 600. 500. All right, I'm going to slow this down to real time now, because this is very quickly going to become a circle around Moho. All right, down to 400 meters per second. .350. We've increased our time to escape to 1 whole day. Nice. 300 meters per second. And even though this isn't showing it, this is showing an actual apoapsis now, so that's a good sign. And there it is. That is our capture orbit right there. So let's go back over here. We have made orbit around Moho. That is a world's first milestone. We have entered orbit of Moho for the first time ever. We've only tried this, what, 4 or 5 times? We get a small amount of space-Os and a couple science points. Don't mind that at all. Okay, so let's see. What have we got? We've got our various sensors here. Advanced Resource Mapper. This is the big one.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yay! Thank you, Steve. All right, so the Advanced Resource Scanner, this is the big deal. We have all these different scanners, and they're all going to need different altitudes, so we're going to be adjusting this thing over time. So as to scan resources, we want to be between 700 and 500. Okay, 250 kilometers is the ideal. And Raider, with the celebratory Boozinate, I was waiting for it. This is the final Boozinate of the stream. For you, Raider, thank you very much. All right, let's get our orbit. and then call it a stream. So yeah, 3 days to apoapsis. Let's pin periapsis and apoapsis. Let's warp there. And drop our periapsis to 250 kilometers. And then we'll circularize. And 108 degrees is not exactly what I want. So we're going to change that as well. In fact, let's change that now. Let's see. I think we want to go... It doesn't really matter which way we go. We want about a 90-degree inclination. So let's see. Will this lower it? Nope, that's raising it. So let's go... yeah, anti-normal is what we want. Let's go for a nice, perfect polar orbit. All right, this is our inclination right here, down to 106, 105. Basically, we want this to be centered on 90 degrees. There it is, 89.9 degrees. I like it. All right, point retrograde now. And drop our periapsis down to 250 kilometers. That is pretty good. And so 3 days and 5 hours to get down to that periapsis. And yeah, we have 32 days till our Dres correction burn, so we are fine. So let's warp down there. And circularize our orbit. All right, 9.5 minutes to periapsis. Let's get closer. All right, about 1 minute away from it. We'll be good. Mr. Jeff, welcome back. And thank you for the follow. Enjoy your fanfare. Welcome to the channel. All right, we're just circularizing this orbit so that we can start mapping Moho for resources. And then we're going to be done with the stream for today. This is a huge accomplishment for this career. The number of times we tried to reach orbit of Moho and failed. Feels good to finally be here. All right, let's cut the engine and coast just a little bit as periapsis is getting ahead of us. And Twiglet says, time for bed. Have a great rest of stream. We're about to end, Twiglet, but thank you for dropping back in, and I hope you have a good night. Okay, there we go. A circular orbit at 250 kilometers. We can start our advanced resource scanning. In fact, actually, hold on. Let's get a screenshot first. This is a momentous occasion. There we go. All right, so here it is, enhanced multispectral scanner. Start scan. And yeah, it pops off the lens cap there, and even though it doesn't particularly matter, let's point this thing towards the surface of the planet so it actually can see it. And let's open up the ScanSat map. Let's see, our orbital period is 1.5 hours. Let's see, ScanSat. Let's open the map, and we want to look at Moho. And there we are around Moho. This isn't actually an ideal one for coverage, so I'm probably going to be tweaking this. But I'm going to do that between streams and also do some cleanup of low curb in orbit so that we could get right into the ScanSat 3 Dres correction burn when we start next week. But yeah, this has been a fantastic stream. We've gotten a lot done, caught up on all of the rescues that were redeemed by viewers, and finally, after so many tries, got into orbit around Moho. So yeah, let's see who is online that we can raid. Let's see, a couple of Minecrafters. Let me see who is on. Get a bigger list from my phone here. Yeah, everyone that I know is playing Minecraft right now, but let's go ahead and raid Neutric MC. Neutric is someone that I haven't caught their streams yet. Followed them on Wednesday when we did our bingo stream. I played with Neutric playing bingo, so let's do that. Neutric. There they are. And start the raid. And here is the raid message right here. If you are subscribed, copy the whole thing. Otherwise, just copy the part in between where it says Dan Bear for Totem. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday for some Minecraft and on Wednesday for whatever Wednesday. Haven't chosen what we're going to do yet. And next week we will pick this up again and explore more of space. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!